In a world where pop culture reigns supreme, with too many podcasts and unsolicited opinions, two friends brave the storm to give you just that. Room 303 presents Revenge of the Pod. With your hosts, the Mexican meat connoisseur Jason Escudero, the Puerto Rican nerd aficionado Luigi Orozco. On with the show.
Welcome
Y saludos, amigos.
a nuestra presentación, Revenge of the Pod. I'm your host, Luigi, as they mentioned, and this is my co-host.
Jason, what's up, everybody? Glad to have you back for another episode. We're excited to talk about some movies that we watched in July so far.
Yeah, and before we get into it, I do want to apologize for any issues with video or picture quality. I don't have my usual equipment today, but I'll make sure to fix that for the next time we're around. Let's get straight into it, though. How you doing, Jason? How you been, and what's new with you?
Good, man. You honestly, you look fine. Just a little bit more vertical, right? A little bit less screen there, but no, I've been good, man. Since we last spoke, celebrated 4th of July, celebrated Jamie's birthday. It's been hot as fuck over here. Oh, my family came to visit. That was pretty cool. Sebastian had a wrestling camp. And they were here for a whole week, which was kind of nice. My sister and my mom cooked for us for the whole week, which was really nice when they stayed with us. It's kind of weird because Jamie and I are the type of people that will meal prep for the week because we love to eat. Don't get us wrong, but cooking every day, that's tough, dude. That's tough.
We do that.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll cook on the weekends and stuff like that. Have some cheat days on Fridays and stuff. So, but it was nice having a bunch of food every day, different every day. Bunch of leftovers. We had to toss a lot of food because there was just so much. It's just the Mexican thing. We just cooked so much, dude. All right, guys, we can do this, but smaller portions. You know what I mean?
Dude, I don't believe in small portions, man. Yeah, that's not a thing.
I've been to the movies by myself a long time ago, but I did it again for the first time in a while because Jamie hates scary movies, which it'll be a movie that we talk about today. Which was really fun. Honestly, I do enjoy going to. I was like, oh, this is fun. I like going to movies by myself.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, it's not weird at all. You think oh, look at this loner dude. No, man, you're just going to the movies, having a good time. It's the same thing. You're not really talking much. You're just watching a film. So
that's how I saw John Wick 4, honestly. So
oh, really?
Yeah, I saw it by myself, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time. I've seen plenty of movies by myself. I think I saw the first Deadpool by myself or something like that.
Oh, that's dude. So there was this couple that sat next to me, and the dude sat next to me, right, and the girl sat on the other side, and we're watching this movie, and there's moments where we're just I was like, holy shit, and I'm chuckling, he's kind of chuckling, or something's happening, or we're he's react they definitely went for the movie for him and not her, right? So
right,
he wasn't liking her reactions. And I could tell that he could see my reactions. So after a while, throughout the movie, he started looking at me and right, that was crazy, right? So I don't know who this guy was, but we were kind of bonding watching the movie. Oh, dude, that part was kind of cool.
You made a new friend.
Yeah, but we didn't. It was just kind of reaction. Oh, that was kind of crazy, right? So I don't know. It was cool, man. It was a good experience. But yeah, man, that's all I can think about, man. What about you?
I mean, not much. Just been doing a lot of cleaning at the house, clearing out tons and tons of stuff here at home. I'm getting a bunch of old records ready for a possible resale. I'm going to see how much I can get for them. But I made the mistake. I totally forgot that you could resell records at different places. Like you could go take them all and they'll take them and value them out for you and give you pretty much give you a price, right? And so I had already taken close to 100, I'd say close to 100 records to Goodwill. So enjoy it, those of you who go to Goodwill and find some of those records, because I think some of them
That's
were worth something.
that's insane.
Um, but yeah, I've got like I'm still going through a bunch of records, as I mentioned. It's been a years long process. Finally, getting through most of them. I found about 10 records from Vicente Fernandez. Those will probably be worth some good money. I looked at a few, and they're all a good price.
Let me
So
know. Let me know. Let me
yeah,
know.
I'm gonna hold on to a few of those, but definitely if you're interested in buying, we'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah, definitely. Off pod for sure.
Off pod.
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. I was actually checking out some other because I got quite a few Spanish records that I've noticed you can't really find here in the United States. Like you can't
You
find them.
can't. Well, I mean, we are you still on the search for the Bad Bunny's new album on vinyl?
Yeah,
It's tough. It's tough. You can't find them, dude.
I'm gonna have to pay like a good amount of money to get it. I've come to accept it. And so now I'm just bracing for that. I'm also bracing for a vinyl that I'm gonna get. It's nowhere near as expensive, but I'm excited for it. So I'm happy for that.
Dude,
But
so
other than that,
yeah, dude, I was trying to look for you too. There's one record too that I really want. It's Acid Rap, Chance the Rapper, but the colored vinyl.
ooh,
I found one. It's $4.99, dude.
I
Yeah,
feel really. If I had known you wanted it that bad, I would
yeah,
have gotten both of them because I got coloring book,
yeah.
and then they had acid rap too, and I was like, I'll
The
get
colored
acid rap.
vinyl,
Yeah.
especially. Oh my gosh, see, yeah, dude, dude, it's the cheapest I can find is $4.99 right now. I'm sure there's other ones that are just like the regular black vinyl for cheaper, but you know me, bro. It's just that vintage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was $80 when I saw it when I went to that
Should have
record
sent you.
convention.
I should have sent you that money, bro.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry about it. I'm sorry about it. Next time I go to a record convention, I'll let you know. I think the next one's in September, so I'll let you know. Oh, I also got, and I still haven't had a chance to break it in, but I finally got the Master Built Gravity Series smoker grill. So I'm excited to break that thing in. Yeah,
Ooh, yeah, I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
you talking about that. We're kind of looking into getting Blackstone grills right now because summer it's so hot right now. Jamie got some good deals on like some outdoor patio furniture and
Yeah,
just like outdoor stuff right now here in Arizona because it's just so fucking hot. No one wants to be outside. So
right.
like there's a lot of good deals for like grills, patio furniture, and there's some Blackstone grills that are pretty good price right now. So we're kind of looking into that.
What's the price on them?
Like a good small one, like 280. It's not too bad. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I was gonna say at Walmart they had a few Blackstones for I think three something.
Yeah. She was at Walmart and she's like, they're 280 right now. Looked it up and they're like three something usually. So
So the one I got it $200 off, and it was still 700. It was rough, but it's gonna be like I'm gonna wear that thing into the
yeah,
ground.
yeah. I feel
Anyway,
you.
we're not here to talk. We're not here to talk grills. So let's get into it. I know we've got some previews to talk about that are coming up in August. Obviously, this week we've got Fantastic Four premiering. I'm super excited to see that one. Marvel's First Family. It looks fantastic. Oh, did not mean to do that, but you know, it
Yeah.
worked out. Jason, what else do we have? What other previews are coming out? Or what
Yeah.
other films are coming out early August?
Yeah. Well, a couple things before I kind of do get started on that. Today is July 22nd, and just want to honor somebody that did leave us today. Ozzy Osbourne, right? The Prince of
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
yeah, right. The Prince of Darkness passed away this morning. 76 years old. Lived a good life. That's kind of nice that he like performed. What was it last week? Like his final farewell thing that he did, and I think like he was at peace with leaving his fans and family, I guess, and I guess he was able to pass away peacefully. Hopefully, I think after a while, like when you where there's 7 stages in grieving, right? And like I think like he was like kind of doing bargaining like before he finally like let go, I guess. Like let me just do this and then I'm ready to leave, So
Yeah.
legend, bro. True legend in the music industry. So yeah, RIP to him, man.
Yeah, and I did forget to mention something. Thank you for reminding me of some of the news. Did you see Kevin Feige's comments about Marvel
That's what I was going to
Studios?
get into. Yeah, so you had mentioned it to me earlier, but yeah, if you want to deep dive into that. So Kevin Feige mentioned some stuff about Secret Wars and what he's planning to do in the future, right? Since Phase 5 was officially over after Ironheart.
Yeah, so apparently their plan is all the way through 2032, and Secret Wars is going to be what they call a reset, which sounds like a soft reboot. And it kind of makes sense. The comments he made are that actors are probably going to finally get recast. So we'll see a recasting of Steve Rogers. We could see a recasting of Tony Stark. And they're definitely going to recast all of the X-Men actors as teenagers because they were supposed to be teenagers in the movies and shows, except for a select few, right? But the way this is going to work out really is the way that it worked out in the Secret Wars comic from 2015 from Jonathan Hickman. And it's two separate universes. The Ultimate Universe from Marvel, where we had Miles Morales and Peter Parker had died, right? And then we had Earth. Oh gosh, I can't remember the numbers, but the
But it's more
main,
regular Peter Parker, right? And
yeah, the main Marvel universe, they collided in Secret Wars into a pocket universe pretty much called Battle World, which is ruled by Doctor Doom, and there's all these details. The Fantastic Four play a huge part in it. So the way that it works by the end is that a bunch of different characters from each universe get killed off, and you end up with characters from each one. So I think that's how they're going to play it off, except with multiple universes, since they've been talking about the multiverse throughout Phase 5. I think that's the way they're going to play it out and how they're going to be able to do recasting and keep it in the same universe. What do you think of all that, Jay?
that's pretty cool. So what you're telling me is we could possibly get a live action Miles Morales
Yes, but they said we can't get live action Miles Morales until
because of Sony.
2027. Sony said do not touch Miles until they're done with the Spider-Verse movies, and the last one comes out 2027. So they're probably going to do something with him right after that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, no, that's pretty cool, man. It's been needing a revamp. To be honest, man, I felt fatigued from the MCU. Honestly, I am definitely one of those person that felt fatigued. I know you enjoyed the Captain America movie, right, with the Red Hulk and stuff.
It
You
was
said you
fun.
enjoyed it. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I can't remember what other movies I've watched. I haven't watched the Marvels. I just felt that fatigue, and I just kind of after a while, like it was just like this is just too much to catch up on the shows and stuff like that. Like I'm just not as invested because I'm currently watching other shows and just other movies and stuff. And yeah, I definitely just felt a little bit of that fatigue. But like this revamp, it sounds very exciting. I think that's what it needed. Actors are getting older. Maybe eventually you're gonna have to bring someone new, especially if you're gonna revamp other stuff and doing other stories, dude. Robert Downey Jr. can't be Tony Stark for the rest. You
He's
know what I
already
mean?
looking a little bit older,
Yeah,
right? So that'd be
just
difficult to pull.
so yeah, I mean, and they've done it multiple times with Spider-Man already, dude. We Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. It can be done.
Yeah, and it can
It's
be
just
done well.
yeah, it's just very hard to remake what Robert Downey did. Like he's like the godfather of MCU. Like he helped build it, so it's very tough to replace someone like that. But can it be done? Yes, if they do it right and the storytelling's good.
Yeah.
Um,
I think a few of the things that I'm excited to see are like one, how they replace Steve Rogers. Two, if they're gonna do a replacement for T'Challa as Black Panther, since the untimely death uh, of Chadwick Boseman. And not to mention, I'm really excited to see Venom in the MCU because Secret Wars is where Venom originally debuted. So I'm excited to see that, and I'm obviously see Miles in the MCU. They did mention that Fantastic Four is its own standalone. You don't need to do any homework to understand the characters in that movie. They're not connected to anything. You could just go into it blind and just enjoy the movie.
It looks good, man. Like that's another movie I was excited for to see. That one and Superman that we watched. I don't know, it made me excited to see those again. So like maybe again, you know, I don't know. I don't know if it's the trailers or what, but like Fantastic Four is like I want to see that movie.
Yeah.
The other movies I was just kind of like, I'll wait till it comes out, and then it's out, and I still haven't bothered to
I'll be
watch.
honest with you. You really should watch Daredevil Born Again
I do.
and
I
the
do. I
Thunderbolts.
do.
Like if there's two things, if there's one of each that I can recommend, I would highly recommend those two. They're
I do.
good.
Well,
Thunderbolts might be one of the best things they've put out in a long time.
so I did hear, and this is not confirmed. It's just rumors. Okay, it's just rumors, y'all. That potentially to recast T'Challa would be Damson Idris, the character from F1. He played the main character in Snowfall.
Okay.
He's a great actor, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't watched F1 yet, but everyone says F1's amazing. But from when I used to watch Snowfall, amazing actor, dude. And I could see him do it. I could definitely see him do it if they recast. Like I'd be happy with that recasting.
Okay. I mean, I would love to see T'Challa back in it. I want to see Black Panther back in the MCU. He's an extremely important character, so I'm excited for that. What else we got on the docket, Jay?
Yeah, so what else we got on the docket? Yeah, sorry. So now we can talk about stuff that's coming up. So coming up, we're obviously we're getting end of July. I still haven't seen. I know what you did last summer that had recently come out. I wanted to watch that. Just didn't have time. But something that's coming up fairly soon that I was actually really excited about with Naked Gun, like a reboot with Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I haven't seen the original, and I know that's
You've never seen the originals?
No, I haven't seen.
Oh my god, dude! I was so hyped for it. Cause Naked Gun 2, Naked Gun 1, Naked Gun 1, Naked 1, 2, 3, right? They're all amazing, and like watching that trailer, because I'm guessing you saw the trailer, right? Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Liam Neeson. It feels like it stays true to the old Naked Guns. You know what I mean? Like it's just that slapstick comedy that like we kind of grew up, and like after a while I went to that dark comedy, right? That golden era, I feel personally is like some of my favorite comedy, but that's just me growing up as a teenager with the Seth Rogen, the Superbads, the Pineapple Expresses, right? It's that very dark, raunchy comedy, right? But this one was kind of more like just silly, but also still pretty raunchy, but like just silly. Like it doesn't have to, the story doesn't really have to make sense, but it kind of does, right? Like the what else? Men in Tights, right? Those type of movies. It's like that type of vibe.
Is it like Airplane?
Exactly. Yes.
That movie's funny.
So yeah, dude, if you like Airplane, you like, dude, rewatch the old Naked Guns. They still hold up. Like, yeah, there may be some jokes that you might not understand still, but like it's still that silly comedy, bro. And I don't know, I just stayed true to it. And like I was very excited when I saw the trailer. I was like, damn, I kind of want to watch this now. So one of those I had in my mind where I wanted to watch in theaters, but like I'm not gonna go like on an IMAX theater. Like I'm gonna watch one of those like there's this place down the street called Fat Cats.
Mm-hmm.
Their movie theaters is not the best, but like they still have like the cushions and the pull up chairs but like the screens aren't the best, but like it's cheap and it gets the job done. So that's kind of where I would go watch it. You know what I mean?
You know what I miss? I miss the dollar movies.
Yeah,
that would be, yeah. Like, you know how there's just so much content coming out even in theaters, and you kind of miss it, right? You're like, oh man, I didn't get a chance to watch that. If they were still in the dollar movies, even if it was like $2 or $3, that's still way cheaper than any movie theater out right now. It is $15 for a ticket. Like I would genuinely appreciate having even like a $3 movie theater to go watch some of these films in.
Yeah, dude, honestly, growing up as a kid, like that's kind of where we lived off of. I remember very vividly my very first movie that I went to go see in theaters, it was Tarzan at Montwood Dollar Theaters.
Nice.
That's the very last, like, if like I'm sure I may have watched other movies in other theaters, but that's the very first one that I remember, like, thinking back, like, going to see my first movie, that one. And I know for you it was like Jurassic Park, right? Or maybe something before, but
I
yeah,
think it was either
Tarzan.
Jurassic Park or Aladdin. I can't remember which one it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. But I just remember vividly going to that Mount Wood location because I just knew, like, I just remember going to that plaza, going to that corner, right where it was at. You get there, get the popcorn, and we sat down and watched the movie. Fucking love that movie too. Actually, it's a great movie, Tarzan. Philip Collins, man, are you kidding me?
I found a Phil Collins album in the collections that I was going through. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, you gotta listen to that too, brother. But yeah, anything else you want to say about Naked Gun?
I don't know much about it, so I'm glad that you're a fan. I just wanted to put the information out to the people.
Dude, it's kind of cool because, like, the main character in the first ones, he's a detective, right? Obviously, he passed away. I forgot the main actor, one of the top comedians out back in the day, passed away. So I do like the fact that they picked Liam Neeson for this because, you know, he's that Taken guy. He does like those. He's very hardcore actor, like, right, like those action movies. So it's very cool that he's gonna still portray that very hardcore detective action type of character, but on the comedy side, and, like, you know, paying homage to the old Naked Guns that came before, which I love. I thought it was perfect casting. So, like, I'm very excited for that, and I think he can do a great job because he can play a serious, like, he's playing a serious character, but, like, a lot of goofy shit's happening around him, which is just that's just perfect in this movie.
Oh,
And these
fantastic.
type of movies. So yeah, dude, it should be fun. I do recommend it. Is it going to be like a great movie? Like, oh my god, at the end, is it Oscar worthy? Probably not, you know. But, like, is it? Is this going to be a good time? Hell yeah, you know.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. What else is coming? Or when does that come out? Actually,
August 1st.
August 1st. Okay.
August 1st. Yeah. So that's Friday, August 1st, and then after that we have two movies that you want to highlight that were coming out August 8th. Which would be Weapons and Freakier Friday. Weapons, I don't know if I've seen the trailer to that yet. Do you know what that's about?
It's the horror film where the kids leave in the middle of the night. If I'm not mistaken, it's the
Oh,
same producers or writer as Sinister. It looks creepy. It looks like the kids are definitely up to something, and someone is pulling the strings behind it. I'm definitely wanting to go see that film and see what it's all about.
yeah, and it's the teacher is the girl that is in Ozarks and plays Silver Surfer, right? Julia Garner.
Oh, here I didn't know that. So you're giving me some information here, Jay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, she's in Ozarks, the ones with the really curly hair. If you're a fan of Ozark, she's that actress, phenomenal actress. She's also playing the Silver Surfer in the movie that's coming out this weekend, right? Fantastic Four. Justin Brolin's in it as well. Brian Tyree, he plays a paperboy in Atlanta. You haven't seen Atlanta though, right? He was in Bullet Train.
It was Brian Tyree Henry. Yeah. He's in Bullet Train. He's also
Yeah.
in Godzilla.
Okay, so you don't know who he is. All right, perfect. Yeah, he's in it. That's crazy. This is a pretty good cast, man. Benedict
He also
Wong.
plays the dad in Across the Spider-Verse. In the Spider-Verse films, he plays
Oh, he does play the dad, the cop.
yeah. Gosh, I forgot his
Yeah.
name. But yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm aware of him. I'm aware of him.
Yo, that movie does look creepy. It looks more like suspenseful than I don't think it's gonna be truly horror. I think it's going to be more like suspense thriller, like kind of Black Phone type shit.
Yeah. Did you
Right?
see they're doing a Black Phone 2?
Black Phone 2, that's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one you can see that he's a ghost, which is horrifying because that means
He's alive
there's
and his spirit is alive. And they can talk to the spirits, right? Because they're older. So I think that's where they're going with that, which is gonna be a lot more spiritual than because Black Phone, we didn't know like what was going on, right? We're just kind of like, oh, it's about kids getting kidnapped, and then we're like, oh, both the brother and the sister are like clairvoyance. Is that the word that I'm looking for?
Yeah, I think it's clairvoyant. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I think where they're gonna go with it. I was like, I don't know how I felt about it, but I was like, if they're gonna kind of go with that, could be interesting. You know?
I'm ready to see it. And if it's Ethan Hawke again, I mean, he did a damn good job. So
Yeah,
I'm
I'm sure.
I'm here for it.
But yeah, we got Weapons that's coming out. Yeah, honestly, that looks her entire class is missing, right? So they're like blaming her, like all this stuff. Like, isn't it weird that your entire class is missing, but no other kids are missing? So like they're trying to put the blame on her, maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Josh Brolin plays it very well as one of the parents who's just upset. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, kind of like Prisoners type of vibe, right?
Another
As well.
great drop. That was a great mention right there. One of the best, one of the most underrated movies right there. But we won't get into that today.
All right, and another one that's kind of a little bit more on the, a sequel, Freakier Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. I don't know if I'll watch that. I think I'll wait till it comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to not watch it. I mean, unless my wife and daughter, if they want to see it, but I'm hoping that they'll be willing to wait till it comes out on Disney Plus. It doesn't look particularly good in my personal opinion, but I know that there's a fan base for it. They obviously had enough of a fan base to decide to make a third film. Uh, it's got the original actors along with some younger actors coming in. Yeah,
Yeah,
another
but hey,
sequel from Disney.
August 8th. Well,
There
I
we go.
felt like that one could have gone straight to Disney Plus, but that's whatever. Hey, it's coming out, but I'm
I
sure
think it would have done gangbusters on Disney Plus, honestly.
I would have watched it when it came out, like on a release on a Tuesday, like,
Yeah.
let me get on this, because I like Freaky Friday. I enjoyed that movie. Do I need
Yeah.
to watch it, a sequel of it? No, probably not, dude.
Yeah, no, well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we're wrong. Jason, maybe this is
Maybe
movie
we
of
are
the
wrong.
year. Maybe it's movie of the year.
Did you want me to cover the August 15 ones?
Well, I mean, since we're mentioning it, we could go through them, but then we got to move on.
All right, cool. Yeah, Nobody 2. Have you seen the first one?
Yes, I have. I thought it was
Love
pretty
the first
fun.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. And what's that actor's name? I mean, he's Saul Goodman, right?
Yeah, Saul Goodman. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna look it up right now. But yeah, he plays Saul Goodman in Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad.
And he's got two people helping him in this one. It's both of them are big name actors, a little bit older.
Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk, and who's with him on this Nobody 2?
It's showing Christopher Lloyd, Connie Nielsen, Sharon Stone.
No, but big names.
RZA.
Maybe it was the RZA. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing what's going on in this movie. I enjoyed the first one, and I think they're going to lean into the comedic aspect of it in this second one. So I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. What's next, man?
Yeah, so Americana.
This one is featuring. It's got a huge cast. The biggest on the bill is probably Sydney Sweeney. It's about this guy who buys an outfit, a Native American outfit that's worth like $500,000, and all these people are trying to get the outfit, and it turns into like a shootout. It's got some interesting dialogue even in the preview, so I'm interested in watching it just to see. I mean, it looks like it could have the feel of a Tarantino-esque type of film, a Bullet Train type of film, except with a little more of a Western style to it. Say what?
Smoking Aces.
Smoking Aces, yeah, even a little bit of that Raising Arizona because of the setting.
Gotcha.
So,
the poster looks pretty cool.
yeah, man, check out the preview, guys. This is one of the ones I'm more excited to see. Because if it comes out good, it'll be really good. It looks action packed. It looks funny. It looks like it's got good dialogue. It's definitely up my alley. So I'm interested in Americana.
And then last but not least, we got Red Sonja.
Red Sonja. I know there's a big fan
Sonja.
base for Red Sonja. I think she's also in the comics. hangs out a lot with Conan the Barbarian. I don't know much about her. This movie looks like a B movie, but it looks like a fun B movie. Will I go to the theater to see it? Again, I wish there was dollar movies because I would go to the dollar movies to see this probably as soon as it went to the dollar theaters. Guys, now I'm just begging theater chains, even $5 movies, theater chains, even $5, I'll go. Just
Or you
make it
can
a little
always get the
cheaper.
AMC pass. You pay a monthly fee and you can go to the movies once a week, and it's you save money.
There's only one AMC theater here in San Antonio, so I
What
cannot.
the heck, really?
Yeah, and it's downtown. So
Honestly, bro, dude, Jamie had made a good point. We went to go see Superman, and the movie said it started at 7:15. It didn't start till almost 35, 40 minutes later.
like even the previews?
Yes, dude, because they do the Nicole Kidman trailer, they do the Coca-Cola trailer, their advertisements. Like it's bullshit. Like they do the trail, they do the previews, and dude, and it's like, oh my god, dude, like I finished my popcorn already, you know? Like they're getting complaints right now for AMC, and like, dude, like, okay, put up your advertisements before, dude. Like, we don't care about, but they do it because like it forces you to watch it. Like, dude, we're gonna buy Coca-Cola. We're gonna come to AMC. Like, why are you giving us an advertisement on AMC if we're coming to AMC theaters already?
Yeah.
You're making me not want to come to an AMC theater by doing an advertisement right after the trailers, right before the movie. Like we come for the trailers because the trailers are dope, and then like it just kind of takes me. It's annoying, dude. Like it's you'll see what I mean. Go. I know it's pretty far, but go watch it. Go watch a movie at the AMC theater, and you'll see what I mean, brother. It's fucking annoying.
The next time I'm downtown and I'm like hanging around in that area, maybe I'll go check out a movie there, see how it is. There's
Yeah.
a local theater chain here though that like I honestly that's gonna
Alamo
be the
Draft
only
House.
theater. No. Draft House is actually from Austin, so it's not technically local. Pretty close. But the draft houses here in San Antonio aren't very good.
Oh,
No, there's a theater chain called Santikos Theaters. It's
okay.
from just you know, a an entrepreneur here in San Antonio that gives a lot back to the community and their
Oh, nice.
theaters. Yeah, yeah, they always have these previews, and then Gabby always makes me feel real bad for ever wanting to go to any other theater. And now that Draft House does that crazy surcharge, have you seen that extra charge they put? Oh, it is like $15 more on your bill if you get any food or anything. So I was like, you know what? We'll hold off. We'll hold off. Because no matter what, I remember we went and we got two sodas and then fries, like queso fries, and it came out to I think $60. It
Wait, two
was
sodas and queso fries. That's it.
yeah, yeah, because of the charge that they put, and then that's not even include. Well, they say you don't have to tip, so I guess it is including the tip, but it doesn't. I don't think it directly goes to the waiters. So I don't know. It's a little expensive to go to Draft House, and their seats aren't as comfortable. But we're getting into the weeds of it here. I would go see Red Sonja in a cheaper movie theater if I could. It looks hardcore like a B movie. If I'm being honest with you guys, watching the preview, it doesn't look particularly good, but it looks like it would be a lot of fun to watch for free, or maybe if you're having some adult refreshments with friends at somebody's place just to, watch something and joke around about it. But it doesn't look like a movie that I'm going to be like, you know what? That movie, everybody's got to go see it. Definitely doesn't look like that.
Yeah, it looks very low budget. Just looking at the photos. So
If you watch the preview, you'll be like, oh, it is low. It is low budget. It doesn't look. It is low budget.
okay.
But I know there's a big fan base that's like obsessed with it. So good for them. I'm happy for them. I hope you guys enjoy that movie.
That's Red Sonja coming out August 15th. All right, cool. All right, well, that's pretty much it, man. I say we go on to the two movies we want to talk about today, which will be our feature presentation. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Well, a quick note. I know you haven't seen it yet, but I did want to give a few thoughts about Jurassic
Gotcha.
World Rebirth. A few things. It kind of retreads the same exact story, and it's kind of obvious that they retreaded the same exact story. Like they found a reason to go to an island again to get some kind of DNA so they could give it to this pharmaceutical company to make millions and millions of dollars. And somehow, some way, children get stuck in the middle of it. The
So it's
usual
like
story,
Lost
right?
World.
Huh?
It's like Lost World, pretty much.
Well, it's like Jurassic Park. It's like Lost World. It's like Jurassic Park 3. It's like Jurassic World. It's like Dominion, I think, had kids in it too, right? Or is that the only one that didn't?
I don't know, man, but you are right. Because in Jurassic Park 3, the kid gets stuck there and he learned how to survive by himself.
Yeah, yeah. And what is it? I think Fallen Kingdom, there's also the kid that's a clone, right? I'm glad they didn't really go through with that storyline. It's not really what Jurassic World is about. But yeah, it's the same kind of story. That being said, I would still give it about a 6. I enjoyed watching it. I didn't hate it. I was just like, dang, guys, you couldn't think of anything else? Like, come on. Like
I
I'm
mean,
still
there's
gonna
only
go
so
see the
much
next
to
movie
do
because
with
Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali did a great job. All of the actors were fun to watch. The dinosaurs were great, even the ones that they made up. I didn't like the
the
D-Rex.
D-Rex,
It looked it looked like a mutated bulldog to me, but
an alien.
yeah, not great, but I know some friends of ours really thought it was amazing and liked the concept of like this deformity, which I get that, but it didn't hit that way for me. I was just like, eh. And then they didn't really utilize it very much throughout the film. They used it about twice. And in the beginning of the film, they use it really well, and you think that this movie's going to have kind of a horror aspect to it. They don't capitalize on that, which is a bit of a disappointment. And yeah, there's some things that they just retreaded multiple times over, and I'm hoping that they kind of try to do something different with the next Jurassic Park movie. Because I'm gonna go see the next one. Like this one wasn't terrible. I'm like, yeah, I'll go see it. If Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali are in it, yeah, I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go watch it, 100%. As much as I'm saying like, gosh, this is the same story. They're just beating a dead horse. Uh, I mean,
You know what's
like,
funny? I was gonna go watch it, and then there was a moment where they showed like a trailer, like in a commercial, like I was watching the Indiana Fever game or something,
uh-huh.
um, and they showed like a little clip that I had never seen before because like, I seen the trailer, like, oh, that looks pretty cool, and they showed this clip, and I vividly remember sitting on the couch with Jamie. We see that Jurassic Park clip, and we look at each other. I was like, I don't know if I want to see that anymore because they look terrible. I was like, what the heck? That's look cheesy as fuck. Um, so then that kind of would like kind of stop me from going to go see it that weekend. Also, it was a Jamie's birthday weekend. We were busy with other stuff. So, but yeah, dude, it looked there's some part that looked pretty cheesy, I would say.
I would say the action sequences are top notch.
Okay.
Character development, I think, was done lazy. I wouldn't say that it wasn't there, but it was very lazy. Especially with some of the conversations that our main characters have. I thought it could have been done a little bit better. The family character development felt a little more natural. But yeah, overall, I'll give it a 6. I'm gonna go see the next one. There's definitely cool things that they introduced and that I would like to uh, continue exploring in that world. So hopefully they do something with it. And it turns out that they finally did a scene from the original book, which is the T-Rex. There's a T-Rex chase scene in a river on a raft, which I thought was fantastic. It was one of the highlights of the film.
Dope, dope. I think I've heard about that too.
Yeah, yeah, it was in the original book, so that's cool. But enough of that. Let's get into 28 years later. Jason, I know you have some very strong positive reviews about this movie. So tell the audience why you love this movie and why you think it deserves the score you're going to give it.
So yeah. So I love this movie personally. I was I wouldn't say I was a huge fan of 28 Days Later, but like after a while, like watching that movie, like it became a cult classic, right? With everybody. It's a great storyline, like the rage, infection, and like what if zombies were fast. Obviously, it's been done before, but like just kind of a different aspect, right? They like to say it's not a zombie movie, but it's technically a zombie movie, right? You're not supposed to say that they're infected, which kind of kind of goes along with the storyline. Now, they do say that 28 weeks later is from a different director, a different writer, so it's not really, they kind of retconned it pretty much. So that storyline kind of doesn't fall through it. But the reason why I liked it, I think, and the reason why I think some people did like it for the most part was the very first half of the movie. I would say, I think it was everything that
Very
everyone
strong.
yeah, very strong, because from what you saw from the trailer, right? It looked scary. It felt intense, right? And like it felt like you're like, oh my god, like, and everything that we wanted from that trailer, we saw in the first half of that film. After that, it kind of ventures off somewhere else, and it turns into like, um, you know, a daughter son, his, like coming to cope with his mother leaving him, and his relationship with his father, and like how like he's really not the person that he thought he was, what that he looked up to, and just a kid like just in love with his mom and trying to do everything he can to protect her and save her. Um, there was comedic aspects to it that I was not expecting whatsoever, but I felt like they hit. Like it was, they were all very nice surprises to me, and I can see where people personally did not like that. They wanted to go into like a horror film, a zombie film that they wanted based off the trailer, that intensity. Because I that first half of that film, dude, I felt anxiety. I was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Like these parts of the film that, and like the cutoff sequences, that red night vision scenes that they would cut off to, the old like um how they were training the people from their land to get ready to fight like zombies, and like how depending on where you grow up, how the government can like kind of skew your views and how you grow up. The very beginning of the film, you see the Teletubbies and the kids like getting broke into, and like how like his dad like leaves him and like just say that this was God's doing and stuff like that. So like it really felt like a horror film that we were kind of going into. So when it kind of like changed the pace, I really enjoyed it. Now, where there's some things that was kind of like maybe like threw me off, yes, for sure. Especially at the very end. I think that's where everyone got lost there. And a
Yeah.
lot of people hated it. And to me, definitely I was like, what the heck? But I enjoyed it for some reason. I don't know why. And I started doing like a little more research. And obviously, this is takes place in the UK. And apparently, the jumpsuits and all that stuff is like a person that was famous, that was known to be like one of the biggest child molesters that in the UK. So people that watch this film in the UK, they're like, oh, that's this character, that's this person in real life, and that they're kind of showing that, because in this world, 20 years later, no one found out that he was a child predator, so they still look up to him, right? So there was aspects of that when I kind of like went back to, but and this was before I decided to give it that rating, just like doing a little bit more research on like why these were in jumpsuits, and they kind of look like Power Rangers, right? People were saying that.
Is
And
that what they call?
yeah, people, because they were wearing different colored jumpsuits, right? To
Yeah,
save the
yeah.
kid. But yeah, again, like it was overall like like it I don't think that, to me, the director wasn't scared to venture off and try new things, right? I think originality these days, and I think that's why we get a bunch of like live action reboots or remakes and stuff like that. And people complain about that, but then when they try to give you something different, people complain about that as well, right? Original stories and stuff like that. And he was just trying to, he's like, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm a venture. He was like, yes, I can give you that basic zombie film. I could probably like, I think that's what he was trying to do, is show us in the first half, I can keep doing this and you guys will love it. But like, I want to keep venturing off and do my own thing and maybe tell something different, create my own movie that people can remember and talk about. There's going to be 2 more films. Apparently, this was like the first of a trilogy. So I think there's going to be more to it. So I think that's another reason like we didn't get a full closure of this film. But yeah, I'm kind of going off topic here, but like before I kind of keep going forward, is there anything that you kind of wanted to bring up on my thoughts on that so far?
I mean, we're a little opposite on how we feel about the movie.
Which is fine. Which is fine. You know, and again, we're all different opinions. I was arguing with my buddy Julian. He's like, dude, I fucking hated this movie, and I told him every reason why I liked it, and he just completely hated everything that I liked about it. So I totally get it. You know, if you feel complete opposite of it, I understand. It's it's all opinion based at the end, right?
I mean, I didn't give it a 1. I'll say that. Like,
Yeah.
I landed at about a 5.5 because it has a lot of redeeming qualities
Yeah.
that I felt worked really well. Like, I did think that the son's story arc was fairly solid. I thought it was a bit of a stretch for him to decide that he could survive on his own. Sorry guys, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. But if you're listening to this, I assume you've seen the movie. It did feel like a bit of a stretch that he decided he could survive on his own, and that was hard to swallow. I will agree with you though. The first act of the film is masterful. The pacing is good. The setup is good. Um, you know, they don't they don't hold back in the first act of the film, and they introduce a lot of different aspects that are kind of key to the story, especially moving forward. Because when the movie ends, you know that it's gonna have a sequel. Like it's an unfinished story, which is what bothers me the most about the movie. It Every time I see an unfinished story, I think of The Matrix Reloaded, where you're left
Right.
at the end of the movie really upset because you're like, what did I even watch this for then? Like there was no purpose, and that it had a little bit of that feeling. But I will say you do get closure with the son's story and with his mom, and I thought aspects of that were really good. I thought the introduction of characters and types of zombies. I don't care if they're not actually zombies. I'm gonna call them zombies.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's fine.
uh, I thought those introductions were really good. I feel that we don't get enough development of the father character, especially because it looks like in the sequel we're going to get a lot of him, and we don't really have a whole lot of reason to like the dad. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of work to be done there, and that can be finished in writing. But if you leave this movie as a standalone, you're like, well, damn. Even the fact that it's going to have a sequel, this doesn't sit well with me.
I would agree
So
with you on that. I can definitely see that point of view for sure. As a
yeah,
standalone, I could see how it would be pissed, but you can tell there's gonna be a sequel.
yeah, and you can tell that they're probably going to develop the character, but again, as a standalone film, like it just
So,
bothers me. I'm like, you didn't do enough with him in this movie. I came
so
to
what you're
watch this
saying,
movie, you know,
what you're saying is that the second film of the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse,
Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse, you don't like that movie?
I think that's the one issue that I had with the movie, though.
Okay.
Now, here's the difference. Here's the difference. Everything else about that movie to me was played out pretty perfectly, and we
I
do
mean, that's
get.
how I felt about 28 years later, personally.
I disagree. The
Yeah, and that's
second
fine. Well,
act
yeah,
The second act flounders completely. Like we go in a totally different direction. Mom, now it's not about the kid and surviving and all of that. Like suddenly we're introduced to the fact that the mom is sick, right? Mom's
yes,
sick. We knew she was sick in the first act. We didn't know how sick. In the second act, we know mom's sick.
yeah,
Uh, which
losing her mind.
again, father character, Aaron Taylor Johnson's character is like, oh well, too bad. I guess she's gonna die. Like what? But
Well,
gonna
that
move.
shows that he didn't really care about her, bro. Like again,
I
it's
mean,
20
that's
years later
problematic
from the
if I'm going to
apocalypse.
root for him in the next movie, which is
You're
what you
probably
want
not
me to
gonna root for
do.
him.
If that's what you want me to do in the next movie, that's going to be difficult if he was going to let his wife die. You know what I
No
mean?
one's
Like,
gonna
that's
root for
like,
him.
Jesus Christ, man. Especially because he's also cheating on her and she has cancer. Like, Jesus. It's not a good look. It's not protagonist worthy.
He's not a
Again,
protagonist. He
they
never
can do
was.
redemption arc. Again, they can do a redemption arc in the second part,
They could.
but like I said, the father character underdeveloped and unlikable.
I disagree with that because they showed him as a protagonist at first, and we realized maybe he is not a protagonist. And I think in this film, with every single character, he was looking at the doctor who looked like he was mutilating people and destroying them. He's like, that guy's fucking crazy, and we all thought that too. Seeing that firsthand, okay, we understand why he doesn't go to him because he's dragging dead bodies and burning them. Like, what the fuck? Like this guy's insane. Then we later come to find out that it's not like that. He's honestly more human than everybody. Again, it's been 28 years since the infection. They got left, they got stranded. The whole world decided to quarantine the UK and just leave them be by themselves. They don't want to deal with that. They don't want that infection to spread. So they're all venturing off to themselves. Somehow that island portion, to me, they built their own community, and within 28 years later, that's how they end up to be, right? They see it becoming turning 14 years old as a rite of passage to become a man. That's what they built up within those 28 years. You go to the other side, Jimmy, who was left stranded for dead. Like his dad literally gave it himself and he said, trust in God. God wanted this. This is his will. He never grew up. Spike matured. He became a man and like he realized what he needs to do. Versus Jimmy, on the other hand, he never grew up as a kid. And that's why like he at the very end, it's like that action-packed, like kid-like thing. Like it's just everyone goes things through day. Like if there's an apocalyptic world, it's like Mad Max, right? Like everyone is different. Like they're running like their own stuff. We're probably going to run into other communities that are completely different in the way they're running their world, right? We see the soldiers that come in, they got because their boat got stranded, and they're like, this kid didn't even know what a phone was. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I don't know. I just feel like, what would you do in a situation in an apocalyptic world? Would your views change, especially after 28 years later, if you were born and you didn't know what the world was like before then? All you know is just what they were telling you, and you kind of just go into this world and it's completely different. Like we're all going to be different, especially if we can't like. There's no government, there's nothing, and you pretty much do what you do with your community, and you make your own government from there. So I just think that like it's just completely different, and you kind of just see like how everyone would act in different situations if given that opportunity.
Listen, I understand that people are different. That doesn't really address Aaron Taylor Johnson, one, being cast in that role. He's the biggest name actor in the film. And then two, being unlikable. Three, very clearly being set up to be the protagonist of the next film
I
and
don't see
being that unlikable. Like, you know that he's going to go chase after his kid. You know he is. That's why they ended the movie the way
I
they
don't
did,
know
with him running out into the water. And if they don't, then don't bring him back at all, because what's the purpose of having him in there? Next thing, the
I
second
guess.
act flounders for me quite a bit because it starts going into all these different directions. Like, yeah, we're headed out into the world to get the cure, right? He thinks he's going to get the cure with his mom. I actually really enjoyed the scene where she snaps and kills that zombie that was about to kill him. I thought that was really well done. And then we get to the pregnant infected scene. And I'm sorry, I just can't buy it. I don't buy it. I do not buy.
Again, they're not zombies, bro. They're
Okay,
infected. They have a
sure,
rage virus. Yeah, I don't
sure,
know.
sure.
That was a little weird. Not gonna lie. Also,
To the
um,
point that they hold hands, I'm like, I can understand that she doesn't immediately attack them because she's giving birth, right? But it's just hard for me to imagine that all of her instincts that she has now developed because of the rage virus have just all gone down, and she has no concept of like, oh, I
well,
want to
you'd
do
be
this one
surprised,
thing
right?
that every
The
one of
human
us
body can do.
only does.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that again. Like, because you'd be surprised what a human body can do, especially like when you're going through trauma and stuff, and what your body does to keep you to survive. Maybe at that moment, yeah, her instincts came to be like, I need to protect this baby, so that's why she didn't attack her and like was help me. And like the other mother, obviously, who has given birth, I mean, we would never understand this. We don't know what that feels like. But I think that's just like that kind of moment of like, and like, why wasn't that baby infected, right? You can have a baby that if you have HIV, not have HIV, right? And like it goes later on to that scene where the doctor explains like the beauty of this placenta, right?
Placenta, yeah,
Um,
protects the baby.
yeah. So
That one, I talked to my wife about that whole sequence, and she was actually more annoyed with it than I was. And
interesting.
it wasn't about the baby not being infected, because yeah, the placenta
Yeah,
apparently
yeah,
can protect a baby from a lot. It was more so like the holding hands and trying to like, I don't know, this like woman moment that didn't quite hit for her at all, and for me, I was like, that makes no sense.
yeah. For
This
me, it
makes
hit.
no
I don't know
sense.
why.
I hated that scene, to be honest. I hated that scene. I really thought Samson was a great character though, because he was a force of nature.
You know,
That,
some people, I can't take credit for this joke, but you know, some people are like, why'd they call it 20 years later? It should have been called 20 inches later. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I've heard that joke. Yeah.
Uh,
And speaking
for
of the
those
scene,
that haven't seen it, he has a massive hog. And
yeah,
I was watching the TikTok and people looked it up. Apparently, sorry, ladies, it was a prosthetic.
I
So
knew it. I knew it. I told Gabby, I was like, that looks like a prosthetic. That's wild. Um, but another thing, and you mentioned it too, and it is cool to see that aspect, but it doesn't really give much to the story, that we get this soldier that suddenly joins them, and we have this scene where those soldiers are taken out. It gives us action, which I appreciated, because it would have made the pacing a little too slow, but it really isn't necessary for the story. It's like excess fat. Are
no,
there enjoyable pieces of it? Yes. Does it
yes,
tell us a little more about the world building aspect of the story? Yes.
okay,
But does it add to the main story? No, it does not.
no, but it did add a comedic relief value to it.
I,
Because
I didn't.
he still had his phone. He had no connection. He had no internet connection, right? And he's showing. That was like one of my favorite scenes, bro.
The lips
Yeah,
thing.
dude.
That
So
was
yeah,
pretty
so
funny.
he's talking to Spike. Spike's never seen a phone in his life, right? Again, they're living life without him. 28 years later, they're quarantined, so life is still going on without him. These guys are I can never pronounce this right. Soldiers, right? The ship hits a rock, which he says like it was like near there. Like I don't know, we couldn't see it, and like Spike looks at him as like, oh, that was my island, because it was high tide, but the rocks are still up there, so they hit it. Apparently, that's what I'm thinking.
Mm.
So I was like, yeah, I was like, but yeah, I want to get back to my land. Like this is my girlfriend, and he sees a picture of her, and he's like, Spike's like,
Wrong with their lips.
what's wrong with her face? Like, is
Did she
like,
have an allergic reaction type of thing? That was funny.
yeah, like that's what happens when my a friend of mine like eats this, like their lips get like all bloated up, and I thought that was hilarious because honestly, I feel that way sometimes when I see like certain people do those lip injections. Like it's a little too much, a little too much. Looks like
Yeah, I get that.
injection.
Don't get me wrong. Like I said, it provided action, and you're right. It did provide some comedic elements, but it was really unnecessary, and it takes us away from the main story. Um, Now, once we get to the doctor, that whole sequence I enjoyed. I had one issue with it, and it was the fact that nobody, and I mean, besides Aaron Taylor Johnson's character early on in the film,
Uh-huh.
mentioning how weird this looks. Like he's got a pile of, and he says it's like
Mhm.
uh, I think he uses memento mori, right, as the description of like, this is a way to pay homage to all those who have died.
Yeah,
I'm
right,
like,
yeah.
it's still kind of strange that you have
It's so
pillars
weird.
made of bones and skulls. Like,
Yeah.
I I thought it was cool, but I just wish they had addressed the fact that, like, yeah, that's not normal. That's not normal, right? A little tidbit for me there. And then where it really just derails in the third act is like following his mother's passing. Um, I mean, the fact that they just like washed her skull right then and there, and that means that he burned her whole body. I was like, okay, so
She was ready to go.
yeah, she was ready to go,
She didn't want him
but
to worry about her anymore. Because like I think she realized that like if I keep trying to fight, he's gonna keep trying to protect me, and that's not safe for him. I want him to have his own life. I think that's what I took in that moment.
oh, absolutely. But I felt like I felt like I wanted a little bit more out of their goodbye, but maybe that's just a me thing. Um,
I could see that.
because I did enjoy the fact that she puts him to sleep and walks away. Like I didn't need to see the kid watch his mom die or him being held down or anything like that. But I felt like there was something lacking in their goodbye for me. But overall, like that part was probably like his story, his arc was very strong. And then for me, it kind of falls by the wayside when he takes the baby back to the island and leaves it there and then makes his way back inland, and then we have the whole sequence with Jimmy, as you
With jumpsuit.
mentioned. And it just I didn't really care if they were in jumpsuits. I did find it a little strange that it was like, oh, it's kind of like the Teletubbies he was watching. That's a little strange. But the thing that bothered me was it felt like they had not been affected as much by the apocalypse as you would expect them to. And the choreography in that whole sequence, like if you watch the first act of the movie and then you watch the choreography of them fighting the infected in that sequence, I couldn't I couldn't buy into it, not even a bit. It was terrible choreography. And yes, I do think they did it on purpose and I did not enjoy
He
it at
did it on
all.
purpose.
It
So
felt cheap and it felt silly and it felt like it cheapened the son's story and it cheapened the seriousness of the rest of the movie that they
that's
had been building. It made it feel cheap to me.
so there's a couple things that I noticed. When he does go back into the island, uh, Spike, the kid's name is Spike.
Mhm.
He drops off the baby. He does go into his room to get some other stuff. I can't remember it's at the beginning of the film or the second part of the film, where he goes back into the house. He sees that his little Power Ranger toy, right?
That was the very beginning before
Very
he
beginning.
goes on his first hunt
He
and he
wanted
puts
to
it
take it.
down.
Yeah, he wanted to take it, right? And he
Yeah, he
didn't.
wants to take it, but he knows he doesn't need it.
I think
But
that's
that's before he ever leaves
yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah. You're right. You're
mainland.
right.
Yeah.
And I think personally, that's like how like far along Spike has gone to mature versus what we're gonna see when Jimmy comes back in the final act, right? I think that's fun because they were doing all those tricks from like the Power Rangers from the '90s, right? Now, I did look it up. Now, it those jumpsuits and Jimmy's character is based off of Jimmy Savile. He's an English media personality and DJ. Um, but yeah, like he passed away back in 2011. But after he passed away, that's when they found out that like he was actually a child predator. But during this era, right? 20 years later happened what 2003 or 2000? I can't remember when was Teletubbies popular? 2003, 2002.
I think it's based at the same year that 28 Days Later is, and I think that was 2001.
Yeah, something like that. And I think that's how they play into it because like again, like he was watching that show and like that's I think like Jimmy has like trauma that
Well, I
affected
mean, he watched everyone die in front of him, so
get
it pretty
slaughtered. Yeah,
makes
and
sense.
like the last joy that he had was watching the Teletubbies, and I'm pretty sure he was probably a Power Rangers fan, and he built that cult, and they're all just fucking crazy, you know. Um, so I can like that's why I like it because again, dude, like you never know what someone's trauma, especially going through an apocalypse, you never know how they're gonna react and what they're gonna become when they're older. This dude was only like 8 years old when this was happening. You see that trauma goes into your head, everyone gets affected differently. And he found a way to survive and it just worked for him and that's why he has this cult. Do I think they're good people? No, I think Spike's
They
gonna
definitely allude to the fact that they're not good people.
they're
I don't
not
have
good
an
people.
issue with that. I think
Yeah,
that sets up a villain for the next film, which is great. I just the
yeah.
execution for me was not good. It's not good. And that's why I
No.
gave it a 5.5 because there's a lot to work with, but they stray from the story a lot. And I feel like it'll make the next film really good, at the sacrifice of this film being a good film.
That's fair. Well, after watching it and like going back to it compared to like other films that I've seen, I did want to give it close to some like around a 9. But I would probably have to say like 8.8, 8.9. I would give it. It's definitely probably one of my favorite films so far that I've seen this year. Right behind, if not above Sinners. Like that's gonna be that one or this one are gonna be my favorite movies so far this year that I've seen so far. I mean, I haven't seen F1, I haven't seen other movies. I'm kind of behind, but right now for me, my favorite film that I've seen this year, it's either this one or Sinners.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But we have talked the audience's ear off on this one. We definitely gave them a good amount of information on it. So let's get into the last one, Superman. James Gunn's first DC Universe film. The new DC has officially begun, and it has come out of the gates at full throttle, I would say. I think that this film may be the best depiction of Superman that I've seen. I know Christopher Reeve's version was good. It's just it doesn't hit the same with me because it's a little old. It looks a little dated. Don't get me wrong, it is a good movie. I remember seeing it as a kid, and I have no hate for Christopher Reeve's version. I just think with updated technology and what they did with the character and the fact that James Gunn understood what the character stands for, it made all the difference.
Yeah, you can tell James Gunn is a fan of these stories, comics, like especially what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy and what he's doing right now with Superman. What he did with Creature Commandos that came out. I don't know if it came out this year or
Last
end
year.
of last year. Truly amazing what he did with Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, all that stuff, dude. Like he you can tell that like he truly cares about the fan base and what he wants with his story. I've always grown up not liking Superman. Didn't like the
Yeah,
movie.
same.
Didn't like his storylines. Didn't like the cartoons. He's just too powerful, dude. Like I can't relate to him. I think that's
And
why
he
we.
seemed kind of lame, just lame.
Yeah.
Not to be rude, right?
There's
Well,
no faults in him, right? Besides
yeah.
kryptonite. Like what a wuss, you know.
And
uh,
this one makes him seem a lot more human. I know he's not human, right? That's the whole
yeah.
point. But he is. That's the whole thing about Superman is that like he strives to be better just like the rest of us. He struggles and he falls just like the rest of us, and he makes mistakes just like the rest of us. And that was what was great about watching this film. You're like, oh, he is a lot more relatable here. Yes, he's extremely powerful and he wants to do good. And I know James Gunn made a point of talking about how Superman is a force of good, right? Like doing good, being good just for the sake of being good. And in the movie, he says maybe that's the real punk rock, right? Because
Yeah.
and
These days.
James Gunn was quoted as saying like the whole point of Superman is like to remind people of the importance of just being good. And he's like, and I know some people are going to hate it for that, and it's going to get hate for it, but I think it's an important message today. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Like, especially with all with the fact that we have like all this
Stuff going on.
yeah, and online, anyone can say whatever they want with no repercussions. These things didn't used to happen back in the day because if you were going to say it, you're going to say it in front of the person, right? You had to say it yourself in front of other people and deal with the consequences of whatever you said right then and there. The online aspect takes that away, and I felt like he was addressing that, obviously, as well as like the political turmoil and just in general how divided the world feels today, and that's why Superman is so necessary right now. But I thought that was really cool that like he kind of goes into the fact that yeah, people should be just nicer to each other. Um, and that's the essence of Superman. And that I definitely did appreciate because I was like, oh, that's a good
Definitely
point.
captured that very well. I agree.
Yeah, because I'm not a big Superman fan, but that makes sense to me. That made a lot of sense. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that is Superman. He is the Boy Scout. He is the epitome of all things good, right? Um, I think the fact that they didn't try to introduce his story and they didn't make his parents these big actors, except for the
Well,
alien parents. That was pretty cool to see. Oh my
Bradley
gosh,
Cooper
Bradley Cooper. Thank
as
you.
his dad.
Yes.
Mario.
Yeah, and crazy that he used a different storyline in which he wanted them to take over. He wanted Superman to take over the Earth. I thought that was an interesting direction to go in. But I liked it. I was like, okay, this is different. This takes Superman in a different direction. I thought for sure that it was Lex Luthor messing with it. It was not. It was definitely the way they chose to go with it. And they introduced a lot of characters. What did you think of all the characters they introduced?
Dude, I thought it was pretty cool, especially me watching Creature Commandos. You watched it too, right? I do love the fact. No, you didn't watch Creature Commandos.
No, but you can go ahead and talk about it. No
Okay,
worries.
no, that's fine. Because it's like Suicide Squad, but with creatures, right? So you get King Shark. Actually, I don't even know if it's King Shark. You
That's
got Weasel
Suicide
though.
Squad.
Yeah, you got
Oh,
Weasel with Sean Gunn, right? And like just Mrs. Frankenstein stuff. I can't remember the characters, but they were all sick. Like so, Suicide Squad got tanked, right? Because like we can't do this. These are criminals. They're human beings. They can't be. It's like so they found a loophole. They're like, well, these are creatures. They're not really humans. So we can create a Suicide Squad. So that's why they're called Creature Commandos. And the person in charge of them is Rick Flag Sr. In Suicide Squad, right? James Gunn's Suicide Squad, Rick Flag ends up dying, right?
his son, yeah.
Yeah, so his son, yeah, so Rick Flag Sr. Is in this, and he's the one that voices Creature Commandos. And James Gunn has said the people that voice the characters in Creature Commandos could possibly end up showing up in other films that are going to come out for my live action films. So
Mhm.
it'd be really dope to see a lot of those voice actors go into live action because they pretty much gave an origin story for all the Creature Commandos and their storylines, and it's very fucking brutal. Some of them are not even terrible people, or it shows how they became terrible people. But deep down, they're somewhat good. So I would love to see them in live action films. So it was kind of nice to see Rick Flag Sr. in that because, like, oh shit, here's one of them. Are we going to see more later down the road? Um, I didn't know anything about Mr. Terrific, to be honest, dude.
He was cool. Like
Dude,
I
I love
thought his
his
character was interesting. He had one of the best sequences in the movie, which is, I mean, takes a little
classic
bit away
James
from
Gunn.
Superman, but I mean, he's also doing world building, and this one, it didn't take enough away from Superman for me to be upset, but I thought it was the best action sequence in the film. Of course, I'm talking about the force field where
Yeah,
Rachel Brosnahan's Lois is in it, and she's watching him kick everybody, use his machinery to kick everyone's, butt. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Some I saw some reviews online saying Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor was terribly done or overdone. I thought it was I thought it was really well done. It played again to me, played to the essence of Lex Luthor. He hates Superman. He hates everything about him, and he hates him because he's jealous of him.
with a
And they
passion.
just straight out say it. You don't have to figure it out over time. Like, why does this guy hate him? No, they straight out say it. He's like, I am jealous of you, and you disgust me, and I want to be better than you. And you see just all of this ambition and just lunacy from Nicholas Holt's character. I thought it was pretty well done.
Yeah, it comes very obsessed with him and taking him down and destroying him. Yeah, dude. Hawk Girl and Green Lantern, great characters too. Isabella Merced, I totally forgot that she was in the film. She plays the Dina in the Last of Us series, right? So which is very
Yes.
nice.
She's
Uh,
having a year, that's for sure.
yeah, dude. And then yeah, I didn't expect. I know Green Lantern's like Hal Jordan stuff like that is somewhat on the comedic side. I didn't realize that this Green Lantern dude was going to be on the comedic side as well, which I loved.
He was in the comics, he's the original Green Lantern. Guy Gardner,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. See, I
Terrible
didn't know
haircut.
that. Terrible character.
Terrible haircut, which
Oh,
they make
terrible.
jokes about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do like how he's like the Justice Gang, and at the end it's like, oh, the Justice Gang, that's pretty cool. It was like, I was like, oh, you're in.
Yeah, yeah.
I
He's
was like,
like
I don't
someone
like.
who agrees with me. I like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I thought they put a lot of great comedic moments in there, which James Gunn's always good at doing.
Yeah.
Uh, Especially when they're when the Justice Gang is fighting that interdimensional monster, and Superman's just sitting on his couch like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I thought that
Yeah.
was pretty great.
Yeah. He's like, they
uh,
can handle it.
yeah, I would say that there's really not much that I would change about this Superman movie. It was really stuffed, but he handled it well. Like he juggled introducing a new universe and a lot of different characters and aspects without taking away from the story, because they all played into the story in some way or another that mattered. Mr. Terrific plays a key role in helping Lois get to Superman. Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl play key roles at the end of the movie in helping defeat Lex and fight off pretty much the destruction of the entire planet, right? And the world building is done by just using the locations as specific areas, because you're thrown into a world that's already set, which I liked. You don't have to get all these introductions like, oh, find out there's metahumans. Oh, you find out Superman is, this great hero that's almost unbeatable. Like, it's already all been set there for you. You don't have to hear the story over and over and over again.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, dude. There's some influencers that said this. They're like, James Gunn is pretty good at like knowing that the audience is not dumb. They don't have to flat out like put it in our face. Where I think a lot of us get kind of annoyed with it, right? Like we
Yeah.
know the Superman story. You don't need to tell us the origin story again. We know it. We're gonna watch it because we know it. So uh, that's what I really do appreciate about James Gunn. Like you guys know the story, you know the origin story. He gives us like a quick snippet, like 3 minutes ago he landed, 3 days ago, right? Or 30 years ago, all this stuff, right? 3 minutes ago he lost his first fight. So like we know what's going on. Like so it's later on into already him being a Superman. So shout out to Jimmy Olsen, little player, dude. Ladies man.
Yeah, that the girlfriend of Lex Luthor and Jimmy Olsen, that was hilarious. I
Yeah.
found that so entertaining. I'm glad you mentioned that one.
Dude,
Um,
also like they people at his work too had a huge crush on him as well.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
they're like,
yeah,
damn, dude, this guy got it. This guy got it like that, huh?
yeah. And I know some people didn't like Crypto. I thought he was a fine addition. I mean, I know for a fact that a lot of kids, because I'm around them, like Crypto the Super Dog and the fact that he was in the movie. I found it funny that they used him as much as they did. I was like, dang, they're really leaning into Crypto.
Storyline, yeah.
Yeah, he was really helpful in this movie.
Saved Superman's life a bunch of times and vice versa.
Yeah, and I like that he was like a crazy dog. He wasn't well trained or anything like that. So that was interesting to watch.
It reminded me of my dog, bro. So
You're like, that's Cuddy right
yeah,
there.
I was like, oh my gosh, he's a sweet dog, but at the same time, not so sweet.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. But yeah, I thought that was a good highlight. Do I want to see Crypto constantly in all the movies? No, but I think the use of Crypto in this one definitely brought younger kids attention to it, and it's definitely going to be great for merch sales. That's for sure.
I mean, it's kind of nice too. Like we'll see less of Crypto because it's not his dog. It's Supergirl's
Well, you know which movie is coming out next in DC?
Supergirl. So we will see Crypto.
Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. The new poster looks pretty cool, and just as they mentioned, pretty punk rock. She looks like a little rebel, which I'm definitely interested in seeing, because there's a lot of versions of Supergirl that are very much a rebel. I think that plays into her character a little bit, so I'm interested in seeing that, because I mean, I've seen stories of her where it's like she struggles to be so connected to Superman and having to live up to that expectation, um, and other aspects like that play into her being a rebel. So that'll be interesting to see in the next one.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, overall, man, I enjoyed it. What would you score it?
Well, as much as I enjoyed some of these aspects, I'll say that they are a bit distracting. Um, I thought Superman's monologue hit on the head, but wasn't. It's not one of those quotable monologues. You know what I mean? It's not one of those like, man, you remember that scene where he has that monologue, like
Yeah.
when you constantly refer to like monologues in The Dark Knight or other films like that where you're like, no, that monologue was fantastic. You don't have that, right? You don't get that. I feel like you get a little more of that from Lex Luthor than you do from Superman, which I guess in some ways makes sense. But you want it from Superman. You want that scene to feel a little bit
You can get
more
those
like
moments.
something.
Yeah.
So that was something that kind of hit a little more flat to me. There were quite a few characters to keep up with. You're a little bit bombarded, and although DC, they leaned into DC's ridiculousness at times and used it well, some of it takes you out for moments here and there. I don't hate it. I'm just being honest. Right, like Guy Gardner's haircut or the scream of Hot Girl. All of this is accurate and fairly well done. But at times you're like, this is cheesy, right? And we
Cheesy. Yep. Yep.
superhero movies are cheesy in general. Um, so I would have to give it, gosh, I would have to give it somewhere around an 8. Still very good movie. Definitely rewatchable. Probably not going to buy it, but definitely rewatchable. Good for merch and excited for the future of the franchise.
Yeah, I think after I watched the movie, I gave it an 8.6. Like after recency bias and all that stuff happens to me every time. Probably drop it down to like a 8.2, you know?
Okay. Okay.
No,
So
I still love it.
we're a
Yeah.
little more even on that one, right? It's a good movie. It's a good
Yeah, it's a
movie.
great movie. Yeah.
I'm not trying to hate on it. I'm just trying to be. This is what we're here for, right? This is why you watch our or listen to us, guys. We're giving you a little bit of that critique. But yeah, I definitely would recommend watching it. I still think it's going to be one of the best of the year. So definitely check out Superman, guys. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Do you have anything else that you want to add to our Superman comments, Jason?
No, you mentioned something about like, where's that Superman quote? Still one of my favorite quotes. It was from Batman Begins, where Rachel's asking Batman, like, who are you? And then he's like, it's not who you are on the inside, but what you do that defines you, right?
Mhm.
This one of those. That's a hard ass quote, but Rachel ended up remembering. Is like, I remember telling that to fucking Bruce Wayne. So she's like, Bruce, right? And then he fucking takes off, and it's like, oh, that was good.
And even in Man of Steel, they have that line that Jor-El leaves as a message for Superman. Henry Cavill's version is like, they will strive to be like you. They'll stumble, they'll fall,
Oh,
but you'll
that's a
be
good one
there to
too.
help them. Like that line, I'm like, dang, that sticks with you. You're like, dang,
Yeah, that's
that's
what you were looking for. I feel it. I feel you.
yeah.
Hey, maybe
So
we'll get one on the next one.
yeah, I'm hoping so. And don't get me wrong, I thought his monologue about like, hey, I'm just a guy that wakes up every day and tries to do his best. Like it's a good line. It's solid. It's not special.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe in a year you'll be like, that line hits.
That line is. Yeah, I mean, it's just that I've heard it before, right? Like I've heard
Yeah.
it in so many places, and it doesn't feel special in the movie, even though it's supposed to feel very, very special. Because throughout the movie that Superman is just like us. Like they really drive that home that he is just like us. He makes mistakes all the time. So yeah, that was what I was hoping to get a little more out of. But
No,
that's
I
it
feel
for
you.
me.
That's it for me too, brother.
All right. Well, then we'll see you guys soon. We're hoping to get you guys best of the year so far soon. Still working on that. There's just so much content to go through. I think this year has been one of the heavier content years that I can think of. So definitely trying to catch up on a lot of stuff for you guys. But we'll be getting that to you guys as soon as we can, and we hope to see you guys soon. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you again soon for another episode of Revenge of the Pod. Peace out,
Peace.
guys.